Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, everyone. It's the sixth quiz, I think. Well, you can work it out because we're going to be doing Juz'a 26 today, insha'Allah. So loads of you already logged in. I can already see loads of participants. Now, I've been asked and I've been promised by the person who named it wrong last time. I've been promised and been asked if we can open it up to names, inshallah, today. So I'm going to put the instructions up. I'm going to give you guys a chance to sign up. So we've got the instructions here on the screen. You guys know what to do. You've got the link here, www.kahoot.it. Fill that in on your phone, on your computer, on anything that has an internet connection. And of course, the game pin there is 8712277. Maybe this one that's easy to memorize. You guys can get that quickly, inshallah. We're just going to wait and see how you guys are getting on, how people are tuning in, inshallah. Let me drop in the messages on YouTube to make sure you've all got the right code. So it's 8712277, inshallah. We are ready to go live soon. And I just realized I'm on the wrong account, alhamdulillah. So are you guys prepared? Who's been revising? Who's been looking over Juz'a 26? Inshallah. It's a tough one because this one actually you're beginning to enter territory where it's less familiar. There's less specific things to pick out. But inshallah, I think you guys are going to be amazing and you're going to do really, really well at this, inshallah. So let's see who's going to be getting on. I can see. Inshallah, I think you guys are going to be amazing. Inshallah, you can hear me twice now. So I'm going to drop the code in the chat messages. And of course, it's Kahoot.it. I'm very bad at multitasking, as I've been told many times by many people. So when I'm typing, I find it very difficult to do anything else. But mashallah, you guys are all ready. I can see people here already. So let's see who's here. So we've got Fuzzy Dragon, mashallah. So some people are still giving themselves some animal names. We've got Omar and Rawan in the building. Assalamualaikum, Omar and Rawan. We've got the Hilbawi kids. Mashallah, looking good. We've got Imran with the wink. Are you winking at me? Mashallah. And Rayhana's got a wink. There's a lot of winks going on. The Zoolander. We've got Levisha and Harith. Mashallah. Rida. Of course, Rida's in the building. Rida Mujahid. We've got Zain Ilahi. The Barbers. Zainab. Who's Jelly and Jam? Making us hungry already. Mashallah. Bilal is with us. Queen A. We've got the guys, royalty is in the building. Alhamdulillah, we got Queen with us. MashaAllah, Maha and Mustafa. I think it's Mustafa. MashaAllah, the Khalid family. Humail's in the building. MashaAllah, Assalamualaikum, Humail. Good to have you with us. MashaAllah. Is your brother with you? Is he pretending to not be here? We all know that Hadir loves it. Just tell him to get his name on, put it on, inshallah. Let's see, the Khalid family, MashaAllah. Are any of you guys regulars? Let us know. I can see a few people coming in. Obviously, now we've actually got names. There's more at stake. Alhamdulillah. We want to see who's coming on. Who's Morocco? We've got the whole country of Morocco taking part. MashaAllah. It's amazing. MashaAllah. And Bismillah is with us. Now, of course, you can still write any name you like. And you don't have to write your own name. Go with what you want. Donald Trump is with us. Guys, if he gets the wrong answer, he's going to be saying, it's fake news, everybody. It's fake news. I think that deserves a round of applause, that impression. Alhamdulillah. People are probably creasing in their rooms, loving it, mashallah. So, how are you guys getting on? Mashallah. We've got Bir Sahib Tals. Is that guy trying to pretend to be me? Is Mr. Bir Sahib trying to pretend to be me? Because I'm not a Bir. I'll have you know, I earn my money in other ways, and I'm joking. Alhamdulillah. Ismail is with us. We've got Fab2, Inans, Mustafa, Hania, AFK Potato. Guys, you can't name yourself a food in Ramadan. It's going to make me hungry. Oh, God, it's hard enough fasting as it is. MashaAllah. Now, who's Boris Johnson? Oh, Boris Johnson. I can't believe they've just dropped me a message on WhatsApp. I think I should out them out. I think I should out who's Boris Johnson. Honestly, Darth Vader. If that is the same Darth Vader that I think it is, then guys, you got to be warned. They're very good. They came third, I think, last time. Oof, it's going to be tough, but let's see how it goes, inshallah. Who is Wad Sum? What's Wad Sum mean? I don't know. Baiji Big Tooth. I'm trying to find the funniest name here, guys. Let's see. So we've got 55 players already. Remember, share this out. Send it as far, as wide as possible. We want to get as many people with us today taking part in our quiz. We're getting a good number, alhamdulillah, considering it's Ramadan. A lot of families taking part. Abu Marwan. Is that the Abu Marwan I'm thinking of? MashaAllah. Who's the clever person that's joined? MashaAllah. And I'm clever too. Are they brothers and sisters? So maybe husband and wife, I don't know. Muji, Mickey Mouse, Ertugrul. Nusayba's in the building. Nusayba, mashallah. Nusayba's came. If you would believe, she came in the top 6, I think, and she's only about 6 or 7, mashallah. So we got the different people calling. So who is trying to call? Someone's trying to call me, inshallah. So let's be after quiz. So we've got Mr. Jelly and Jam. He's WhatsApp us as well, mashallah. It's good to see actually some names this time. It's quite nice to actually be familiar with people. But got different cousins. Yunus Habib, are you with us? Mr. Yunus Habib. Guys, everybody listen. I'm going to pause this. I want to give a shout out to Yunus Habib and all the other youngsters. I'm sure there's others, but Yunus, I know, mashallah, he fasted a whole day in Ramadan, mashallah. How old are you? I think he's really, send it. How old are you, Yunus? Let us know. Yunus, I also know, mashallah, a whole bunch of you are doing it. Yusuf is doing it. Yusuf Abdul Rashid, he was fasting during the days. How many of you are fasting Ramadan? But I was really impressed because he's really young and he stuck it out the whole day, mashallah. So I'm going to put the screen back on. You've got 1 more minute to join and then we're going to be starting, inshallah. Let's get ready. We've got 60 people taking place. Safwan is with us. I did my homework. Whatever your homework was, you did it. The best blue broth, whatever that is. What's blue broth? I don't know. Best b-ball broth. Is that? I don't know who that is. I'm going to... No one. Everyone knows the champion of basketball is the quiz master here. Alhamdulillah. So, are you ready to start? I'm ready to start. Are you ready to start? Because we're starting in 3, 2, 1. And I always forget that they give another countdown right now. So 3, 2, 1. But before we begin, I need to let you know we've got 30 questions of Juz at 26. We're going to finish before 8 o'clock. Let us know if you think this is too long, too short. It's Ramadan. I don't know. Maybe you're struggling and you're hungry. But everyone seems to be loving this quiz. Let us know what you think. Alhamdulillah. I'm going to be looking at the chat. So, of course, this is brought to you by the Quran Club. We're doing as much as we can, doing loads and loads of good stuff this Ramadan. We wanted to make this Ramadan an amazing Ramadan for you. It's lockdown. If you're loving what we're doing, please share it with other people. We've set so many activities. I've kind of lost when to send what messages, alhamdulillah, which is a big blessing from Allah. None of it is from us. None of it is from me. It's all from Allah Azza wa Jal. And He gives and He gives and He gives. So please download the app, use the app, read in the app. Alhamdulillah, lots of people are using it, mashallah. Of course, with the Quran Club, we're giving 4 free live coaching sessions. We've already been having some of these this week. People are loving them. They're really engaging with them. The website's here at the bottom, www.quranclub.org/free coaching. It's really simple. You have to kind of read Quran every day, and we kind of coach you through that. And of course, you be part of the Quran Club challenge so that we can monitor and help your kids. It's really helping them build a Quran habit. I mean, what can go wrong with a free live session? I mean, it's pretty simple, right? We'll be calling you 4 times, once a week, getting you and your children to build up your Quran habit. And of course, it doesn't have to be just children. It can be younger people, older people as well. If you want help, someone motivating you, maybe just listening to some of your tilawah, we can do that as well, inshallah, some of your recitation. So sign up and give us a call, inshallah. And of course, I have to mention this because I didn't even notice this, but it's actually almost, and I believe tonight might be the first odd night of Laylatul Qadr. So really go to www.quranclub.org/donate and make sure you guarantee your Laylatul Qadr. And I'm just going to show this short video just to explain what this is. Alhamdulillah. So I'm sure you'll all agree that is a really, really good idea. We're passing all the money on to charity. So do sign up. It's going to be passed on to them, insha'Allah. We want to try and raise £100,000. I did set a big target, but I think a lot of you, inshallah, can be very generous with us and can give a lot of your zakah, a lot of your charity, a lot of your fidya. We've tried to make it accommodating. You can do this on your app, or you can do this through the website, www.quranclub.org/donate. Now, apparently there wasn't much sound, but I'll send that video out later, inshallah, because you guys by now want to start the quiz. Do you want to start the quiz? Well, let's go. So, of course, how well do you know Juz' 26? So the first section, section 1, is going to be the overview. Now, just to give you a heads up, each of these, unless said otherwise, you just press one button. Once you've pressed it, you can't take it back. Some people were a bit unsure about that, etc. So you've got some quite specific things, insha'Allah. So let's go. Which of these surahs contains the most number of ayahs? Is it Surah Qaf, Al-Hujurat, Al-Fatih, or Muhammad? Which surah contains the most number of ayahs? Is it Surah Qaf, Hujurat, Al-Fatih, or Muhammad? So by now, people putting in their answers, seeing how it goes, inshallah. How are you guys answering these questions? How are you finding it? I'll be honest, when I opened the Quran, wasn't too sure about this. Had to go and check. It's one of those surahs that, subhanAllah, it's a chapter that you're familiar with, but you don't really pay attention to these things, subhanAllah, until after. Especially because at this point, some ayahs begin to get really, really long. And you think there's lots of ayahs, but they're not. They're just long ayahs. So we're talking about which has the most number of ayahs. Yeah? It's really interesting. Let's see how many of you get this right. We've got loads of answers coming in. Alhamdulillah. Good to see so many participants. We've got 70 people, I think, taking part, mashallah. So which one has the most number of ayahs? Of course, it is Surah Qaf. Wow, lots of people. It's going to be filtering out here. Let's see who's where. Humayl is in number 1. Inaz in number 2. Maha Mustafa number 3. Fab 2. Are you the Fab 2 in number 4? And Hania in number 5. But so little in between people. Let's see how you guys get on, inshallah. Question 2. What is the first surah in this juz'? Is it Surah Al-Ahqaf, Al-Jathiyah, Al-Dukhan, or Muhammad? Which is the first surah in this juz'? Now, there was a moment, I'm going to admit, my wife was helping me prepare the questions, but then we noticed that she didn't, at that point, she had only written a different question, and then I had to take it out, and I said, if you want to take part, you can't be here. No one is cheating, alhamdulillah, but let's see how you guys get on. What is the first surah in this juz'? Oh, wow. It's lit up. You can see my face again. MashaAllah. Is it Al-Ahqaf, Al-Jathiyah, Al-Dukhan? MashaAllah. So lots of answers coming in already. MashaAllah. People really taking part. If you've got some time, you've got a spare device, share this out with some friends and family. Let them take part in. Last time we had someone join late and they actually came top. And of course, it is Surah Al-Ahqaf. Well done, everybody. Most of you got that right. Of course, at this point, I want to remind you, this is a quiz like no other quiz. The idea is for you to read the Quran in the quiz. You can open it, you can read, you can check different answers, because we want you to get as much right as possible. We want to get you as high as possible. Of course, the faster you answer, the more points you get. Okay? So, Humail's still in number 1. Ismail's jumped into 5th place, but the top 5 have remained unchanged. Wow, this is going to be quite competitive. Let's see how you guys get on. Which letter do almost all verses in Surah Muhammad end in? Is it Noon, Alif, Mim, or Ya? Now, Surah Muhammad, if you read it, pay attention to it, it has a very particular pattern in way these verses end. It's either Noon, Alif, Mim, or Ya. Which one is it? It's a very particular pattern, something you can notice and you can pick it up. Alhamdulillah. Let's see how you guys get on. How is your remembering of or recitation of Surah Muhammad? It's something that you kind of pick up with a tune. And if you don't know it, now you do. Well, in 26 seconds you will, insha'allah. How many verses are in Surah Muhammad? Oh, not how many verses. I read that completely wrong. It's my Ramadan brain again. Which letter do all verses in Surah Muhammad end in? Alhamdulillah. Is it Noon, Alif, Mim, or Ya? MashaAllah. Someone's asking me, how's my fasting going? I don't know. Alhamdulillah. It's going well. It's, of course, it ends in Mim. And it actually is a really particular ending. There is a famous poem that ends in the letter Mim. A very, very famous poem. Who knows what poem it is? Actually, some name it the Mimiyya because of it. It's, of course, Surah, not Surah, the Qasida Burda, which ends in the letter Mim, of course. And this surah has a very similar pattern. Wow, Maha and Mustafa have jumped to first place. Ismail into second. Humail has dropped lots of places. Hidayat has entered into the top 5. 25 players have got 3 answers correct. MashaAllah. Nilu is in the house. Everybody, Nilu has joined the quiz. Alhamdulillah. Nilu, let us know who you are. We've been told by Little Bird that you're here. But which surah is not included in this juz? Nilu, do you know the answer to this, Nilu? Is it Qaf, Al-Hujurat, Al-Fatih, or Al-Jathiyah? Which one is it, insha'Allah? Is it Qaf, Al-Hujurat, Al-Fatih, or Al-Jathiyah? Which one is not in this juz? Okay, it's a tough one. Maybe you've kind of got a clue from some of the previous questions. That's for you. Well done for you for paying attention. Alhamdulillah. Which one is it in the beginning of this surah? MashaAllah. The chat has gone all quiet on YouTube. Seems people are engrossed in the quiz. MashaAllah. Loving the quiz, loving the enjoyment. How many of you are taking part in here? Alhamdulillah. So, 61 answers. Of course, for those of you who've not taken part before, we start easy and then it gets harder. And we've got different rounds, different things to get you engaged. But we want you to be reading the Quran, to be engaging in the Quran, inshallah. Let's see how many of you guys got this right. It is, of course, Surah Al-Jathiyah is not in the surah. It's not in the juz', of course. Ismail has jumped into first place. Fab 2 are in place 2. Bilal is in 4th place. Humail back in the top 3, which is really tight. It's very, very tight at the moment. Not much to differentiate people, of course. Ismail doing amazingly well. So, how many surahs, both part and full, are in this juz'? So, how many surahs in total? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? How many surahs? So, it can be part of the surah in it or full surah. So, you got to be careful here. You don't press the button too quick, because at this point in the Quran, juz's overlap with surahs. You don't begin a surah necessarily, or a juz' necessarily, with a surah, right? There's a different part of the surah which begins at different places. So how many surahs, both full and part, are in this juz'? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? Now, of course, you're better getting the answer right than getting it quick. So open the Quran, have a quick scan through and check. Now, hopefully, those who revised are going to be getting better, yeah? So those of you who are joining us late, it is, of course, juz' 26. We've gone through juz' 30 all the way to 26. You can open your Quran and have it check in front of you. Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7 in this juz' 26? It is, of course, 5. 5 surahs. Alhamdulillah. And I might have got that wrong, but my Ramadan brain is going to make me press next, so I move on quickly. And loads of people are going to be annoyed at me because I think I got the answer wrong. I pressed the wrong button, but alhamdulillah, we'll check it. Someone message me. I'm going to get lots of angry messages. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So I will check, unless you're all wrong and democracy is wrong again. I don't know. But Hidayat is in first place. Somewhat clever has become quite clever and jumped into third place. Zakaria in second. Alhamdulillah. So, question 11. Which surah contains a series of laws for Muslims? Is it Al-Ahqaf, Qaf, Hujurat, or Fatih? Which surah contains the most number of, or rather a series of laws for Muslims? So making sure you pay attention to the question, making sure you're getting the question careful here. Make sure you don't fall into my thing. I made a mistake, alhamdulillah. And I can see it was actually, my phone wasn't even working. I wasn't getting the messages. Alhamdulillah. Hope you guys are enjoying this. It's really good fun to be doing this in Ramadan. You're getting double reward. You're reading Quran and you're taking part with other people. Now, those of you who attended my khutbah, who heard the khutbah, I mentioned about layering intentions. Start layering intention here. You're taking part in a quiz, your family. You're learning about the Quran. You're having fun. Having fun is a good thing because you're making your soul more refreshed so you can do some ibadah later on. You're connecting with other people around the world. How many other intentions can you think of? Drop us a message, insha'allah. I'm so sorry. Of course, it is Al-Hujurat. Lots of people very angry. I'm sorry for the previous question, but we're going to move on. It is Al-Hujurat. 29 people got that right. And the top 5 has changed slightly and somewhat clever is in second place now. Hidayat still in first place. What event does Surah Al-Fatih refer to in its opening verse? Is it the opening of Mecca, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, the Isra of Mi'raj, and the Battle of Badr? Now, this is a trick question. You've got to be careful here in case you press it too quick, because it's referring to a very specific event, and the event may feel like it's something, but we're going by the tafsir commentaries here. Again, I think I'm going to get a lot of angry comments here, but alhamdulillah, we're doing Surah Al-Fatih. What is the opening ayah? Now, for those of you who don't know, the opening ayah is Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. Yeah, Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. Indeed, and I'm not going to say much more about that, but what is that event referring to? Is it the opening of Mecca, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, the Isra and Mi'raj, or the Battle of Badr? Now, those who do know Arabic do have a slight advantage, because you might know what Al-Fatih means, but we should all be reading the surah, getting revised with it, and we're all learning through this. It is the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. It's not the Battle of Badr, and it's not the opening of Mecca. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah, the entry of a peace treaty for the Muslims, was seen by Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. And for the Muslims, later they came to see this truth, is that signing of the peace treaty was the biggest opening because it allowed Muslims to spread their faith, which really brings a question that us as Muslims have the peacetime situation. We can speak about our faith freely. How much are we doing and what are we doing to spread our faith? Top 4 is changing continuously. This is a really tight week this week. Somewhat Clever has jumped into first place. Hidayat in second place. Humayl back into third. Alhamdulillah. Muhammad has joined the building. This is a double point question for you, Muhammad. Which one is it? Here. Place these surahs in the correct order. Al-Ahqaf, Al-Fatih, Al-Hujurat, and Muhammad. Which surah comes first, second, third, fourth in chronological order? So you're starting from the beginning of the Quran and you see them. Which ones do you see first? Now, some of you are asking, what was the last question about? Yes, I am sure. I actually opened the tafsir to check. It's checking about the Hudaybiyah treaty. It's referring later to the opening of Mecca to extent, but the direct revelation came as a consequence of that treaty. And it's in Ibn Kathir for those of you who want to check. Okay, so place these surahs in order. You've got to press multiple buttons in case you haven't figured it out. Which one comes first, second, third, or fourth? Type them in now, press the button, in order. Alhamdulillah. Asiya Khan is with us. Welcome to you and Muhammad. Alhamdulillah. So, it is, of course, Al-Ahqaf, then Surah Muhammad, then Al-Fatih, then Al-Hujurat. And you guys, mashallah, and girls and ladies, all getting that right. Alhamdulillah. How are you guys finding this so far? Much tighter, this one. Somewhat clever, still in first place. He seems to be jumping quite ahead, actually. He needs to get something wrong. Or she. Maybe it's a she. I don't know. Probably is a she if it's the clever person. The females tend to be cleverer, mashallah. So, we've got to the next round. This one is a learn the word section. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through today the surah of, and again, this week, this Ramadan is just ruining me. It's like I'm kind of forgetting to get things ready and prepared. Alhamdulillah. So today we're going to be doing surah, where is it? I believe it's the Dhariyat. There you go. So, my mind's all over the place, alhamdulillah. I was up since like really early, alhamdulillah, and been working ever since. But let's see. So we're going to go through, for those of you who've not seen this round before, we're going to go through each word, and you've got to learn the word. The aim of this is for you to memorize a couple of new words each quiz. And each round, each week, you're learning new words of the Quran. It's a really beautiful way for you to engage with the Quran, to memorize new words and store them up here. So we're going to go through the literal meanings as you can see here. I'm going to go through them. You're going to memorize them. If you want to take notes, I don't have anything against that because that's what you do when you memorize. Take notes, do what you need, try and learn them. So, وَالذَّارِيَاتِ, okay? Wa, in this case, interestingly, is like an oath, right? So Allah says, by the scattering, dharwa, dispersing. So dhariyat, dharwa. So the context is by the winds that scatter far and wide. But we're not looking at context, we're looking at the specific word. So dhariyat, by those scattering, dharwa, dispersing. Falhamilat, and those carrying, wiqra, a load. So difficult words here. I've tried to pick ones that even the Arabs will struggle with. Fajjariyat, and those sailing, yusra, with ease. Falmuqassimati, and those distributing, amra, command. So the distributing commands, right? Of course, referring to the angels here. Falmuqassimati, and those distributing, amra, command. Innama, indeed, what tu'aduna, you are promised. So indeed, what you are promised, la sadiq, is surely true. So la here is like to emphasize. It's not just sadiq, la sadiq. It's like emphasizing. It's surely true. Wa inna, and indeed, ad-dina, the judgment, la waqi', is surely to occur. Was-samai, by the heaven, dhati, full of, al-hubuk, pathways. Which is a really interesting one, by the way. The skies are full of pathways for us to be able to go through Mi'raj and so on. But we'll leave that space travel for another day, inshallah. I hope you made notes. Have you memorized it? Let's get back to the quiz, inshallah. So we're going to ask you through each of these words. You're going to see a picture with the word. I'll read the word out, of course, and there'll be a series of translations. You've got to go for the one that is one that we specifically went through. So don't go for what the word may mean in the Arabic language. I want you to give me the specific word in the Quran that it's used and what that means. So, what does this word mean? وَالذَّارِيَاتِ, those scattering, those flying, those running, and those smiling. What does وَالذَّارِيَاتِ mean? Is it those scattering, those flying, those running, and those smiling? Now what's beautiful is, inshallah, you might have heard this surah many, many times before. You might have heard this name many, many times before, but probably never thought to know what the word means. But hopefully you know now. Hopefully the time's come for you to memorize the word, because we want to see, does it mean those scattering, those flying, those running, or those smiling? What does it mean? Inshallah, loads of people taking part today. Really good to see so many people enjoying this quiz, sharing it, taking part. Alhamdulillah. Good to see people really learning with this, etc. So those who are trying to join, good to see people sharing the code. You've got the code here at the bottom all the time, 08712277. It is, of course. Wow, all of you pretty much got that right. The scattering, well done. Which means that Zain Avenger, the Zain Avenger has climbed 17 places. He's avenging. He's climbing up, mashallah. Amazing, Zain. Keep it up. What does this word mean? Wiqra. Is it heavy, dust, a load, or warning? What does wiqra mean? Now, of course, we're not looking at the Arabic meaning. We're looking at the specific meaning in the context of this ayah that was given by the word-by-word translation. Because the idea is you learn what a word means. Now, interestingly, if I was to ask you in a different context, in an English context, what the word glasses mean, you could say glasses like a glass cup, or glasses like the glasses you put on your face. There's many meaning of glasses, right? But the context matters. And that's why wiqra here, we're looking at the context. Is it heavy, dust, a load, or warning? Let's see how you guys are getting on, mashallah. Looking through the chats, we've got different people taking part. Alhamdulillah. Drop us a message. People, I think fasting's getting the most of you at the moment. A lot of people tired. What did you get for wiqra? It is, of course, a load. MashaAllah. Lots of you memorizing this. I'm hoping these people getting it right, you can keep this with you. You can remember it and you can store it in your long-term memory as well, inshallah. Wow, lots of change. Humail back in the top 2. Zakaria, all the top 4 have come in, but Somewhat Clever is beginning to lose his lead. Wow, okay. It's getting tough. I don't think this is going to be a straightforward win today. So what does this word mean? Amra, affair, law, logic, or command. Now this is hard actually. It's not as straightforward as you think because it could mean many of those actually. But what does it mean in the context of that ayah? And that's why I had to pay attention. I had to level the playing field between those who are Arab and those who are non-Arab, those who understand Arabic and those who don't understand Arabic. Anyone, by the way, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, and people who spoke about, and scholars before have said, anyone who speaks Arabic is an Arab. It's not about where you're born. Technically, the Arabs are from those in the Arabian Peninsula, but Syrians, Jordanians, Egyptians all adopted the Arabic language as a main language and therefore termed Arabic now, which means that if you learn Arabic, you're an Arab. If you want to give yourself a pat on the back for that, I don't know. But the Prophet ﷺ himself spoke Arabic, and the Arabic language is a beautiful language because it's the language of the Quran. Alhamdulillah. So of course, Amra means in this context a command. Wow, no one fell for the trap there. Very few of you. 62 people got that right. Well done. Somewhat Clever is still Somewhat Clever and at the top, mashallah. Darth Vader is creeping up. I've got my eye on Darth Vader. He is the dark horse. If it's the person I think it is, let's see where they get on, mashallah. So, what does this word mean? La Sadiq. Is it surely true, true, truthful, or truest? Be careful with this one. Again, I want to know the precise meaning in the context of the ayah. La Sadiq. Is it surely true, true, truthful, or truest? What does it mean in that context? How are you guys getting on? Alhamdulillah. Let us know if any young people are fasting today and how you're finding the fast of Ramadan. How have you been fasting the whole month of Ramadan and how have you found that? Inshallah. Is it going well for you? Are you finding it difficult? Are you finding it easy? Drop me a message, inshallah. We'd like to give you a shout out. Drop us a message as well, inshallah. La Sadiq. Oh, wow. You guys got that so fast. It actually finished the round automatically. It is, of course, surely true. Now, it could mean the other ones in different contexts. We're talking about this ayah because la in this context was a la of an oath. It's la sadiq. It's like, it's not an oath, sorry, of ta'keed. Right? Lam ta'keed, they call it, right? So it's emphasizing that truth. Wow, lots of change here. Different people coming in. Somewhat Clever's got 12 answers correct in a row. I think that's largely because I made a mistake on one of those questions. But alhamdulillah. What does this word mean? فالجاريات. فالجاريات. Is it dragging, running, sailing, or blowing? Now, interestingly, it's not jaria. A lot of people pronounce the jim as a j. It's not a j, it's a j. فالجاريات. Is it dragging, running, sailing, or blowing? What does this word mean? Lots of people answering, people really enjoying this, engaging with this quiz, alhamdulillah. So nice to see so many people with us today, alhamdulillah. So what does fajariyati mean? Is it dragging, running, sailing, or blowing? Let's see how many of you get this correct answer, insha'Allah. Got loads of people taking part. Who's just joined? We've got people joining in. We've got the code here. It's 8712277. You go to kahoots.it and type in the code. Inshallah, you guys can love taking part in this game and enjoy this game, inshallah. It is, of course, for jariyati, it is sailing. Jariyat, actually, to jir is to drag as well. Right? So it can mean many different contexts, but jariyat here is the sailing of the boats in the sea. Someone dropped out of the top 5. We've got Usmarach, or whatever, if I've said that right. 2, not 1. Not the first one, the second one. He's jumped into the top 5. Alhamdulillah. People are loving this quiz, doing really well. What does this word mean? Ad-dini, religion, judgment, day of judgment, debt. Now, the interesting thing, it can actually, I'll give you a clue, it can mean any one of those 4. But which one does it mean in this context? Which one does it mean in this specific ayah? And i.e. the words that we read together, okay? Because we want to know that specific meaning. Ad-dini can actually mean any one of those 4. That is a way of, or rather a form of that word can be any one of those 4. But which one is it in this context? You've got to think carefully, you've got to get it right. The top 5 are changing a lot, but you've got to make sure you get it right. Yeah, that's what we're kind of most important thing. With us today, Abu Bakr, assalamu alaikum. How's your fast? How's your Ramadan? Good to see you with us, inshallah. Ad-dini doesn't mean religion, judgment, day of judgment, or debt. It is, of course, in this context, religion, which many of you got it wrong. So, no one jumped or no one changed in their positions. It's a tough round. 5 lost their answers. I might have got that wrong answer again as well, but alhamdulillah, I don't know anymore. My mind is all over the place. But there's a double point round to make yourselves up. What does this word mean? It's a trick one, this one, because it's revealing itself slowly. So I wanted to make it. Is it oath, distribute, sailing, or promised? Alhamdulillah. Is it, what's the word? And I'm not going to read this one out because it's going to involve you having to read it as well. Is it oath, distribute, sailing, or promised? SubhanAllah. It's amazing how Allah teaches you blessings He gives you without, and only through times of difficulty when you lose it. So, you know, Ramadan, I mean, I've clearly been making some mistakes. You don't notice how attention to detail kind of evades you when you're fasting, subhanAllah, and actually how much of a blessing that is. Because you can see how annoyed people can get when I'm making the wrong mistake. But alhamdulillah, but it's a lesson for us, alhamdulillah. So, tu'aduna, is it oath, distribute, sailing, or promised? What does this mean in this context? And of course, the word's been showed now. You can all get the right answer. It is, of course, I'm getting these completely wrong. I'm sorry, this is like a bug or something. I don't know why I've got so many of these incorrect. So I might just skip this round and the next round. I'm sorry. Okay. We've got a public service announcement here. I'm sorry. I swear I checked these 3 times before. So I don't know why I clearly have got these wrong. Please forgive me. Asif Hussain, forgive me. I know you must be upset. But guys, we all got it wrong together, so hopefully not too much change. But one person just jumped into first place because they got the wrong answer right, although they got it wrong. But alhamdulillah, well done, mashallah, for those of you who are taking part and finding fun in these difficulties. We need to get some auditors. Any auditors out there, please let me know, inshallah. It's good fun. So we're going to skip this round. I'm going to press skip straight away because I don't trust my answers. I swear I've checked them all, but this one is a skip one. So no one got that right because I skipped it. So, insha'Allah, we're going to skip that round. We're going to go to the next one because I'm pretty sure the next ones are more authentic. But before that, for today's quiz, so we've got this website, Class Tutor Online. Alhamdulillah, they're offering tuition at the best rates possible, £8 an hour. They're doing maths, English, science, and economics to help parents during this COVID crisis. They only hire the best tutors. So they've been vetting people and interviewing people to try and get the best tutors. Alhamdulillah, and we're growing it gradually. But inshallah, do go onto that website, www.classtutoronline. They're offering different levels of tuition for different age groups. So there's a quick thank you for our sponsor. And of course, it's the Quran Club who made this. We're going to show and feature our stars here today. So we're going to share the sound here so you guys can follow. The Quran Club Challenge, by now, if you don't know about it, where have you been living? Are you under a rock somewhere? Please join in, alhamdulillah. The Quran Club Challenge, this video will explain it all to you.
Mom, can you please sign me up for the Quran Club Challenge this Ramadan? Please!
Quran Club Challenge? What's that?
It's this cool new feature in the Quran Club app. I have to read Quran every single day, and you give me a reward for every day I do it.
Oh wow, that sounds amazing. Let's have a look.
Once I've read enough days,
I can buy a cool gift from their shop for Eid.
You can even track my progress from your app to see how much I've read.
Mom, please can you sign us up?
I will sign you up today.
Yay! Yes!
Yes!
Sign your kids up to the Quran Club Challenge today and nurture them to love reading Quran. Alhamdulillah. So that is the Quran Club Challenge. It's a really beautiful way to make the Quran fun for your children. All those who've signed up, I've been checking this whole Ramadan. They've been reading every day of Ramadan. Some of them are actually asking their parents to give them their phone so they can read. It's a really, really beautiful thing. Alhamdulillah. Let us know how this is going, inshallah. So let's get back into the quiz. Thank you to our sponsors. Do sign up for that. You can message me or contact me if you need any help. And you've got the email address there at the bottom. So the next one is going to need you to have a Quran in front of you. Okay, so you're going to need a Quran in front of you because you're going to need to search to find the ayah. And I just realized I took the Quran that my wife has downstairs, so she's not going to be able to answer any of these. I don't know how she's going to find the ayah. I've messed up all over today, but it's good fun, alhamdulillah. So, can you find this ayah? So which ayah is this? Which surah is this contained in? It's ayah 30. قَالُوا كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكَ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ قَالُوا كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. Is it Surah Al-Dhariyat, Muhammad, Qaf, or Al-Fatih? So قَالُوا كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكَ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. So, which one of these is it? Is it Al-Dhariyat, Muhammad, Qaf, or Al-Fatih? So you can go to the ayah 30 and you can check it. We put the ayah number in English at the top here so you can balance out the game and see who is doing well and how many of you can get that right. So which surah contains this ayah? Is it قَالُوا كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. Is it in Surah Al-Dhariyat, Muhammad, Qaf, or Al-Fatih? Now this round, if I'm honest, is probably my favorite round because it really gets you reading the Quran. It forces you to open it, to read it, and to check it. And I'm glad I got the right answer. Alhamdulillah. It is, of course, Surah Al-Dhariyat. It's good to see it's back to being correct. Darth Vader, the dark side is creeping up. Alhamdulillah. Should I say Alhamdulillah? I don't know. But let's carry on. Which surah contains this ayah, ayah 16? وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. Is it Al-Hujurat, Al-Dhariyat, Qaf, or Al-Fatih? وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. Is it Al-Hujurat, Al-Dhariyat, Qaf, or Al-Fatih? Now, this surah is a really beautiful surah. It has a really poetic tune to it, alhamdulillah. It's a really nice way for you to it's a really nice surah to enjoy listening to. for you to really engage with. And what's even more beautiful is the deep meanings contained within it. Yeah. Tuwaswisu, as an interesting thing there. Tuwaswisu means to whisper. But look at the onomatopoeia here. Tuwaswisu. Tuwaswisu, right? You hear this onomatopoeia in the sound. You hear a lot of it in this. You guys get on. So which surah contains this ayah? It's ayah 14. ملك السماوات والأرض يغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء وكان الله غفورا رحيما. Is it Qaf, Al-Jathiyah, Al-Fatih, or Al-Hujurat? People struggling with this. It's taking a lot of time. People struggling, mashallah. So I don't think it's frozen. I think maybe your internet connection needs refreshing. Apparently, there was a whole wipeout of the internet connection in parts of Solihull today. So people were really struggling to get any internet connection. They were complaining they won't be able to join the quiz. SubhanAllah. So, وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ يَغْفِرُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ وَيُعَذِّبُ مَن يَشَاءُ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Again, there's so much depth to these meanings. SubhanAllah. Maybe we can do a quiz on the meanings of the Quran and just kind of do some reflections. But Allah saying He is the owner. He owns. He's the possessor of the heavens and the earth. And of course, this is Al-Fatih. Well done, everybody. Surah Al-Fatih. It is, of course, 29 correct answers. Well done, everybody. MashaAllah. Good to see people doing well. Darth Vader is in second place. I told you, watch out for him. I did say at the beginning of this game to watch out. Timmy Tams is the highest climber. Everyone, can you please give Timmy Tams a round of applause? MashaAllah. She's doing amazing. Well done, Timmy Tams is growing up and up the ranks. MashaAllah. So, which surah contains this ayah 6? تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق فبأي حديث بعد الله وآياته يؤمنون. Yeah. So تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق فبأي حديث بعد الله وآياته يؤمنون. Is it Al-Hujurat, Al-Jathiyah, Al-Dhariyat, or Qaf? So, some of you are saying the video has frozen, trying to see. It seems to be working on my YouTube stream. I don't know if that's just me or across the board. But where's this ayah come in? Ayah 6. You can open to the Quran, you can get to the ayah, you can find, inshallah, which surah it falls in. Now, of course, I always get this, people mentioning, of course, if the Hafiz have an advantage. Of course they have an advantage. Allah has put them before us because they've memorized the Quran and they deserve that advantage. MashaAllah. So, of course, it is Surah Al-Jathiyah. There was a bit of a lag. People seem to be complaining. It seems to be working now, alhamdulillah. Lots of, maybe a few shorter answers there. People struggling to compete or to contribute. Let's see how that's getting on. Darth Vader's jumped down to 4th place. I probably gave him nazar. I'm sorry, Darth Vader. You've jumped down. Wadsam into 2nd place. Zakaria still in 1st place. MashaAllah. In Surah Al-Fatih, which ayah number is this? So this is a different type of question. You see the ayah now. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. Is that verse 1, 2, 3, or 4? This is an easy opening question because I want to see if you know the answer. So to train you about how to do the type of question and how that question is asked. So Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Where does it fall in this surah? Lots of people answering very quickly. People really, mashallah, knowing their Quran. People been revising, I don't know, people answering quickly. This ayah, it'll be very obvious. Once, of course, we answer all the questions. Inna fatahna laka fatha mubina. Is it verse 1, 2, 3, or 4 in Surah Al-Fatih? Now, just to prepare you, the rest of the following questions are going to be of this type of pattern. They are harder, but you get a bit more time, inshallah. Let's see how many people got that right. It is, of course, verse 1, Surah Al-Fatih. Well done, all those who answered that correctly. Wadsam has jumped into 1st place. They've dethroned Zakaria. It is the first time, I think, this happened in these quizzes at such a late round. Rida Mujahid jumped into 3rd place. So, mashallah. Let's see how you guys are getting on. In Surah Qaf, which ayah number is this? تَبْصِرَةً وَذِكْرَى لِكُلِّ عَبْدٍ مُنِيبٍ. Is it verse 5, 9, 8, or 7? تَبْصِرَةً وَذِكْرَى لِكُلِّ عَبْدٍ مُنِيبٍ. Now we've tried to make this a bit easier by pairing the verses in a similar order, similar place, because we want to get you reading Quran. For every letter that you're reading right now, you're getting 700 rewards. No, not 10. I said that right. It's 700 rewards because you get 10 rewards for every ayah you read. And then Ramadan is like a multiple of 70 on top of that. So you're getting 700. And that's the very least you get. Now, I was asked today, what is a reward? Like, how much is a reward? What does it buy you? Well, if the word Subhanallah bihamdihi gets you a tree in paradise, and that tree you can walk under for 100 years. Imagine walking under the shade of a tree of a place for 100 years. Then imagine how much reward you're getting for every letter of the Quran, for every letter of a book that is the words of Allah Azza wa Jal. So tabsiratan wa dhikra li kulli abdin munib. It is, of course, verse 5. I don't know what's happening today. I seem to have got them all wrong. But of course, alhamdulillah, it is, unless everyone else is wrong and I'm right. So let's see, alhamdulillah. So it's, I'll check it inshallah soon. This is getting quite bad. So Surah Muhammad, which ayah number is this? I'm going to check this as I'm going along. So I seem to be making a lot of mistakes. Alhamdulillah. Maybe we shouldn't do the quiz in Ramadan. So I seem to be wrong. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ فَأَصَمَّهُمْ وَأَعْمَى أَبْصَارَهُم. This verse here, is it verse 15, 26, 23, or 19 in Surah Muhammad? Apologies, this doesn't usually happen, but lots of people messaging me to tell me I'm wrong. Alhamdulillah. Clearly, I'm not in the top shape today, mashallah. So this is what happens when you are not getting enough sleep during Ramadan. So, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ فَأَصَمَّهُمْ وَأَعْمَى أَبْصَارَهُمْ. Is it verse 15, 26, 23, or 19? I'm checking myself as well now to make sure I got this right. So I've got myself on the line here. I've got myself in the guillotine. I hope we're not losing you. I hope we're not getting you guys to quit the quiz because there's so many wrong answers. Goes to show that I wouldn't be in first place even if I was doing the quiz myself. MashaAllah. So is it a shout out to Hanifa and her family? This is, of course, Hanifa. Thank you for joining us. Zain is getting worked up. Zain, look, Zain, special message to you, Zain. It's Ramadan, yeah. Have it light enough, inshallah. As long as you get it right, Allah will give you the right answer. And this one, of course, is right. And I checked it here as well. It's verse 23. It's verse 23. I got it right. Zain, do you forgive me? Inshallah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're getting it wrong. Alhamdulillah. Get the smile. If I can get you laughing, then inshallah the quiz has done its purpose. If I can get you learning something, inshallah you've learned even more. So Wadsam still in first place. In Surah Hujurat, which ayah number is this? إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Is it verse 10, 12, 14, or 16 of Surah Hujurat? Of course, I'm going to be checking the answers in front of myself as well, because I don't trust myself anymore, because I've been getting too many wrong today. Subhanallah. So, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Where does that fit in? Darth Vader is getting annoyed. He said he's sending the whole stormtrooper crowd over to my house to get me to fix up the answers. I'm sorry, Darth Vader. It's not that deep. Oh, that was what Darth Vader's probably doing to me right now. He's probably making the force come to me. But where does this ayah fall in? إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. If I've got you reading Quran, then that's a beautiful thing. If I've got you opening these surahs, which perhaps you would never have opened before, that's a beautiful thing. And inshallah, it's a really nice way to get the quiz going. Alhamdulillah. If we only had a production team to get us to check this and to QA this, inshallah. So, إنما المؤمنون أخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون is, of course, I'm making dua. I got I got it right. Alhamdulillah. I got the question right. I don't even care if you got it right anymore. I got it right. Alhamdulillah. Zain, are you making dua for us, inshallah? My family is pressuring me to get this right. Zain, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit of light-hearted joke, inshallah. So, lots of people got that right. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, including me. Can you all make dua for me to get the rest of this quiz in order, inshallah? So, this last bit, can you find which, I didn't even change the heading of this, but this next chapter is, of course, going through the different sections of the Quran. So this is reading the translation, and going through the translation, you need to try and pick up as much of the meaning as you can, inshallah. So today's surah, we're going to be going through Surah Al-Hujurat. Now, it's not starting from the beginning. I've actually started it from verse 6 because there is some really beautiful passages here. And actually, we mentioned before, Surah Al-Hujurat actually contains a lot of rules, a lot of particular verses on kind of moral conduct, etc. It's a really nice surah. It's actually a surah we were encouraged to memorize because it's got lots of these kind of really particular legal ayahs that you can use. So, Surah Al-Hujurat, which means the living quarters. So when you hear news, check the facts. Now, if that's the thing you took away from today, and I should probably do that myself, check my answers, but make sure you always fact check when you hear something. Don't just forward, etc. So it says, believers, if a discredited person brings you news, then check it in case you cause harm to others ignorantly and then later regret what you did. Remember, the messenger of Allah is among you. If he frequently followed your wishes, then you would suffer badly. However, Allah has made faith beloved and highly attractive for your hearts, and made disbelief, sin, and disobedience dislikable to you. These are the rightly guided, given grace as a gift from Allah, the knower, the wise. Standing up for justice and creating peace. When two groups of believers fight, then you must make peace between them. If one of them is unjust to the other, then fight the unjust until they accept Allah's judgment. If they accept it, then make peace between them fairly and be just. Indeed, Allah loves those who are just. The believers are brothers, so make peace between the two brothers. Be mindful of Allah, so you might be cared for. So behaviors that lead to conflict. Believers, let no man make fun of another. He may be better than him, and no woman should make fun of other women. They might be better than them. Nor speak ill, nor use offensive nicknames of one another. How bad is it to be called a crook after becoming a believer? Those who don't turn away from such behavior are wicked. Suspicions undermine relationships. Believers, do not be suspicious, since your suspicions are sin. Neither spy on one another nor backbite about any one of you like to eat the meat of his dead brother? Never. You would hate it. So be mindful of Allah. Allah is indeed most forgiving, caring. Our common humanity. People, we created you from a male and female, then made you into different races and tribes, so you may come to know one another. Indeed, the most honorable of you in the sight of Allah is the most mindful of you, the most mindful of Allah, the knower, the aware. So, hopefully you guys were paying attention. Inshallah, let's kick off with this round. So you need to be finding this specific translation and what this means. So what does Al-Hujurat, does it mean the living quarters, the houses, the opening, or the wind? Now, someone's already answered before the question even popped up. MashaAllah, some people are on it. Does it mean the living quarters, the houses, the opening, or the wind? So, let's see, MashaAllah. You guys are doing well. So, how good is your memory? How much were you paying attention? Inshallah. Al-Hujurat, does it mean the living quarters, the houses, the opening, or the wind? I just got a picture, a beautiful picture, two brothers the Ilahi brothers taking part in this quiz. Some tense faces on their face trying to get this right, mashallah. Did you, and how are you guys doing in this quiz so far? The living quarters. I'm hoping I got this right. I'm making dua every question, inshallah. So what does the Surah Al-Hujurat mean? Is it the living quarters, the houses, the opening, or the wind? It is, of course, oh my God. I might have to pause this quiz because I've got it all wrong. I'm getting it all wrong today. So we might have to end this quiz today early. But inshallah, I don't trust the rest of my answers. But today, we're going to end this quiz early because I don't trust the rest of my answers. I'm getting too many wrong. SubhanAllah. Of course, that was the living quarters. It is Rida and Mujahid in third place, Zakaria in second place, and in first place, it's Wad Sum. I actually think it might be a technical fix. I'm pretty sure I put the right answers all the way through. But subhanAllah, I might have uploaded wrong when I entered the question. You can give me your feedback. I'm pretty sure people are going to be pretty annoyed today. I'm sorry. Apologies for that answer. I usually put them on an Excel spreadsheet, then put them on the quiz. It seems like a lot of the questions were wrong. So I'm going to pause it there because I'm annoying a lot of people. Alhamdulillah. So I'm going to check. It probably is a technical issue or something happening, inshallah. But hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry for making so many mistakes. Forgive me, inshallah. Make dua for us, inshallah, this Ramadan. Of course, I was mentioning before about the quiz and the answers that are in there. I'm going to check those and correct those. Inshallah, what I'm going to do as a special bonus, if you guys are still with me, is I'm going to send this quiz round for you to do with your family as like a special thing. You can do this in your house. You can do this on Zoom. You can make it really fun, inshallah. We're going to make all the quizzes we've done so far available. I'm going to correct all the answers. And inshallah, you can do them again. Okay? So you got some special thing. So my wife says she's going to kill me. She must be really annoyed. Was she the one at number 1 position? I don't know. Alhamdulillah. So Jazakallah khair. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Apologies for any mistakes. Forgive me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.